Hello, everybody. This is Terrell. I am back with another review. I kept my promise, and as I said, I was ever going to be doing Bliss or Malcolm and Marie first. I saw Bliss last night, and I don't know how to describe this movie, but here is my review on the matter. And before I start, you are in 100% in agreement to disagree with me. You can disagree with me all you want as long as you don't try to talk down on me, try to call me out, or try to say anything threatening to me in the comment section. I don't play that. You're crazy, leave me alone. But here is my review. So the movie starts off with the main character, well, one of the main characters. His name is Greg. And Greg, to me, he seemed depressed as he is working at like some old dead-end job, and he is the type of person to be easily distracted. And he's drawing in what his mind is like an alternate universe that he created. And he is drawing what the other main character, who we'll find out later on by the name of Isabel, looks like. And his distraction is so bad, it gets to the point that his boss decides to fire him. But what makes it crazier is that Greg doesn't even touch him. He stands up and he somehow accidentally kills his boss. And Greg is out of panic. He doesn't know what to do. So then he decides to go to a bar, to figure out what to do next. And that's where we meet the other main character, Isabel. And Isabel somehow makes it seem as if the boss commits suicide. Like, she takes some yellow crystals, or amethyst. I'm going to call those yellow crystals and blue crystals in the movie. She takes some yellow crystals and she somehow makes it seem as if the boss offed himself. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, is that magic? What is that? Either that's magic or she's on something. So then Isabel and Craig, they meet, and I'm not going to say the two hit it off immediately, but Isabel talks about on how the universe, about how the world that Craig is living in is fake, and how the world that Isabel is living in is real. And what we saw in not this whole movie was Isabel and Craig going back to forth with different universes, trying to see what is real or not. And to me, this movie definitely felt like another Matrix movie in some aspects, as how in the Matrix movies there's an alternate universe, different universes between what's real and what's fake. In this movie, I kind of had a little bit of a hard time to figure out what was real, what was fake, because it made it seem as if Isabel was researching a huge project about what is real and what is fake in the world, with how our brain works and what the crystals that she was always getting does. And I had a feeling that those yellow crystals were either some drugs or something way too dangerous to take. And those times that Isabel and Craig were having an adventure, they were doing something illegal. Because what we saw, if you seen the skateboard scene where they were seeing the skating alley, and they were just causing trouble with their powers. And long story short, you see two people getting arrested. But this kind of freaked me out a little bit. It shows Craig and Isabel getting arrested for what I assume causing trouble at the skating rink, not using those powers that they think they had, but actually legitimately knocking out folks and everything on some crazy time. I was like, wait, so what's real and what's fake? So then, meanwhile, we meet part of Greg's family, as his daughter is a little bit worried about him and his son, it doesn't seem as if he doesn't want to do anything with him. And I got the feeling that Greg was like a absentee father, like he was there at first, but then whatever happened between him and the baby mother, they had a divorce and it didn't end too well at all. It just caused like a separation for the family. Craig's daughter Emily invites him to her graduation, but Craig forgets as he is still hanging out with Isabel, doing only God knows what. And so much time has gone by. I thought it was like a few days. When Emily sees her father again, it's been 2 weeks. And I'm like, what were they doing for those 2 weeks? Because that was way too fast. That was way too fast, to be honest. And the yellow crystals are not working according to Isabel. And she decides to give Craig and herself blue crystals. And what we see with the blue crystals is a whole new world that looked absolutely nice. Like water, sunset, Caribbean, not Caribbean, like kind of. And we see that. And it seemed like a perfect place to live. Like, I wouldn't want to go back. But at the same time, I saw silhouettes of like other people that were, I guess, not there. And I was thinking to myself, like, are those the people that doesn't believe? Or are those the people that does believe? Like, what's real and what's fake? Because I saw you would see that throughout various times of the movie. And also while Craig is like having a good time with Isabel, you see his daughter and the police officer in like a silhouette on light, and the cop was like, I wouldn't go near him, which led to me thinking, like, what were they doing in the real world? Because they had to be doing something bad for his daughter to have to like get the police and everything. Where were all of those people before? Like, that was kind of confusing, to be honest, like whether or not, was it the real world that those two were in, or was it just Isabel's imaginary land? I did like the cameo with Bill Nye the Science Guy and him warning Craig about Isabel's research. Like, if Bill Nye warns you about something, then you know that something's off. You know that something is wrong, to be honest. And in the end, with them getting caught, with those two actually like somewhat losing it, as Craig somehow discovers that his boss didn't get killed. Like, whatever happened before, I would have to assume that Craig killing his boss was somewhat in Isabel's mind or his own mind. Like, how did the boss survive? Like, did the boss just get Craig, like, did he like get him like thrown out of the building? Like, what was up? So those two have like a huge like freak out, as Isabel needs those blue crystals bad, and so much so she kills somebody, and the police knows about that. They're on both of their trails, and we see is that Craig decides that he wants to stay in the world that he is in with his daughter and with his son. As his son, I guess he does somewhat still cares about his father, but not to the extent as the daughter does, Emily. And what we see by the end is that Isabel takes the freaking crystals, and I don't know what happens to her. I don't know how Craig got away. Like, he should have been arrested, but he was somehow able to get away and goes to rehab to get help, because I think he believes that those crystals that he took was actually some high-powered drugs. And then sometime later, Craig and his daughter Emily, they meet up, and Emily is excited because, like, she says that he's actually here and not in the other world with Isabel. And whatever happened to Isabel, I would have to assume she either got arrested, or that was the way she decides to like kill herself. I don't know, in a movie. And to me, I thought the movie itself, it was okay. It was cool. Like, I didn't think anything bad about it. I definitely felt like it definitely have some of the Matrix simulations and everything. How similar it was with the real world or the fake world. Like, that was crazy to see. Well, not crazy, but like interesting to see. What I liked about the movie was the cast. I thought that Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek, I thought they're doing like them like pairing up as a team. It was interesting to see how Salma was saying that the world that Owen's living in is all fake and everything, and how everything that you know isn't really true, and how the people that doesn't believe are like silhouettes in her world. I also liked it how in Isabel's Salma's project, the world that she created, that she made, it was beautiful, to be honest. Like, that would be like a nice place to live in. What I didn't like about the movie was perhaps, I really do not know, maybe the ending. I kind of wanted to find out what did happen to Isabel. Like, did she die? Did she get locked up? Like, what was Isabel's fate? Because she did technically kill a person because she believed that he was holding out on the crystals. Maybe some of the stuff in this, maybe some of the things in the plot could have been changed. Like, could have been written better. Like, I wanted to meet the Craig's baby mother to get her side of the story. Like, I wanted to know, what did Craig do to make his son resent him, and like his daughter just like still care for him. Like, something bad must have happened. And how I would like rate this movie out of like 5 stars, I'm now going to be doing that. I would probably say this movie is like a 3 or like 3.5 stars out of 5. And you're in 100% to disagree with me all you want. It's cool. I'm not, it doesn't hurt at all. And that is the end of today's review. The next review will probably be Bliss. And then after that, I think it might be Pulp Fiction after that, because I just saw that for the first time in full a couple of days ago. So yeah, after Malcolm and Marie, Pulp Fiction will be next. And that is it. Until next time, bye-bye.